I think perceived racist slights are getting a bit out of control. As a society, we need to ask this question. Actually, a couple. First, how much of a percentage of an ethnicity do you have to be before you get to take offense to a stereotype? And second, how much do you have to look like whatever ethnicity that you are before the defense of, I didn't know she was blank, gets thrown out the window? I'll get to the whole Roseanne thing in a second, but I want to work backwards because shortly after that, Donald Trump Jr.'s new girlfriend, Kimberly Guilfoyle, or however you pronounce that, a Fox News host of course, was the recipient of a supposedly inadvertently racist comment herself from an article, referring to her apparently terrible taste in men, which since she's dating Don Jr. can't be denied. The article said she'd be better off picking grapes. Like instead of picking men, picking grapes, which is a shitty joke, if you can even call it anything more than a half-assed analogy. But apparently that also has racist undertones, because Kimberly Guilfoyle is half Puerto Rican, which is something I needed to look up even after knowing what she looks like, because you could have fucking fooled me. Outside that for a second, is grape picking a Puerto Rican stereotype? I thought they just wore floral print shirts at barbecues and lived without power. But okay, if grape picking is also a thing, I'll take people's word for it. This sounds cliche, but literally my best friend is Puerto Rican, and I've never even seen him eat a grape, but maybe that's because the implications are too powerful. Now, the writer of the article apologized, saying she had no idea Kimberly Guilfoyle was even kind of Puerto Rican, and I believe that. Because everyone is mixed these days. Our races have been sexually mingling for generations. Everybody's part this and 1/16 that. Even half Puerto Rican isn't that distinctive, it just makes a white girl look tan. But since we live in this diverse interracial biosphere and people's heritages are getting less and less visible to the naked eye, these perceived racial slights are 90% of the time just reading too deep into something accidental. Everyone knows what they look like. It's worth mentioning that Don Jr. is the one who blew a gasket over that article, certainly mad at the writer for saying he was poor taste in men, and then looking for something more universal and heroic to rally behind his revenge. Let it be known that Donald Trump Jr. only cares about the Puerto Ricans he's currently fucking. As far as Roseanne goes, her tweet was malicious in intent, and it took her a week and a goddamn half to cobble together an excuse for why she meant the Planet of the Apes comment in a different way than everybody took it. I don't believe her. She's a batshit crazy person with documented mental illness who thinks Ambien makes you a temporary Klansman. But here's the thing about defending Roseanne's comment as unintentionally racist. You can't do that without admitting she doesn't have a fucking clue what she's talking about. She was all in on Pizzagate, she wouldn't shut up about George Soros being a Nazi sympathizer despite him being Jewish, until recently when she finally apologized, and she bought right into the David Hogg Nazi salute bullshit. She will bite anything outlandishly horrific as long as it targets a prominent figure she disagrees with. This pattern of behavior suggests that Roseanne does not actually know anything about the targets of the conspiracies she bandwagons on, and so to say she didn't know Valerie Jarrett was black only confirms her utter lack of knowledge and tendency to viciously attack people she doesn't know the first thing about. The second paragraph of Valerie Jarrett's Wikipedia page lists her DNA as 46% African, and granted, you do kinda need to see that in writing to know it, which only continues to prove my previous point of people's ethnicities hiding underneath their skin, but it also traps Roseanne's tweet as either racist or ignorant, and neither option is good when you're trying to have your politics not dismissed as hot show-ending garbage. And look, I'll even say this, Roseanne's show should not have been canceled. ABC threw in with someone they knew was a loose, crazy cannon, and they revived her show anyway. They don't get to take a moral high ground and toss out words like unacceptable when they literally accepted it months ago. They made a decision and it backfired, and then they made it backfire the maximum amount by canceling Roseanne. ABC basically shot themselves in the foot and then figured they might as well point the gun at their temple. It was a stupid thing to do, and as a result, they have riled up Roseanne's supporters who are now behind her 100% because they literally can't differentiate between reality and TV. They think they're supporting the Roseanne from the show. The strong female, no bullshit head of the household opposite John Goodman who tackles family matters head on and doesn't flinch at politics. Yeah, that's not who you're getting behind. I don't know how you can follow her on Twitter and not see that, which I don't anymore. I can't take it. It's just incessant retweets in groups of 30, either accusing whatever of anti-Semitism or just giving a voice to anyone who will say nice, naive things about her. And she needs her supporters. She would crumble without them. She was gonna quit Twitter until she was convinced convinced not to, and now she's asking everyone to get her more followers so she can have political capital to start grassroots campaigns or some shit. Lovely. Racist comments based on looks don't seem to hold any weight when the person doesn't look like the race that's being attacked. Shaun King is the leader of the Black Lives Matter movement, but it's hard to make black jokes about him because he's pastier than I am. I do believe that he is at least part black though, because he has black guy facial hair. If you go to his Wikipedia page, that mustache and chin strap speak for themselves. But it's true that he's never taken any kind of DNA test, that he's made public anyway, so who knows? But I've seen people online call him like the N-word, and it's like, I don't think that works. I mean, it's horrible or whatever in any context, but in addition to that, it doesn't feel all the way correct. I don't know. He should do a DNA test, if only to slake my curiosity. It doesn't really matter though. In 4,000 years, we're all gonna look like Bruno Mars anyway. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.